Today we will see wrongful restraint and wrongful confinement. So wrongful restraint is defined in section 339 of IPC and section 126 of Bharatiya न्याय Sanhita. So what is wrongful restraint? It is keeping a person away from a place where he wishes. So here the obstructions may be very slight and even for a movement. And a person who has been directed to act against his will to proceed in one direction is called wrongful restraint. So the restraint movement is in one direction. So here the objective of this section is to protect the personal liberty of individuals from unlawful obstructions. So let's see the ingredients of this section one by one. So the first is obstructions. There should be an obstructions. And second is voluntary. It should be in voluntary nature. The act of obstructions must be intentional. So the prevention of movement is the obstructions must prevent a person from moving in a directions where they have the legal right to move. And there is absence of lawful justification. So the restraint must not have legal justifications. It should be unlawful. So the example of wrongful restraint is blocking the path of a person walking on a public road or placing barriers to stop a car without authority. The punishment of this section is section 341 of IPC and section 126 subclause 2 of Bharatiya न्याय Sanhita gives simple imprisonment for a term of 1 year or fine of 5,000 rupees. So what is wrongful restraint? It is voluntarily obstructing any person so as to prevent that person from proceeding in any directions in which they have a right to proceed. And the other one is wrongful confinement. Section 340 of IPC and section 127 of Bharatiya न्याय Sanhita defines wrongful confinement. So here it prevents a person from proceeding in any directions beyond a limit, and it is aggravated form of wrongful restraint. So it involves total restraint on personal liberty, and the person will not have any opportunity to move freely in any directions beyond certain limit. So restraint movement within defined boundaries. So it is in all directions. Here guilty mind or physical force is not necessary for wrongful restraint. So the objective of this section is to protect individuals from unlawful deprivation of liberty. So let's see the ingredients of this section one by one. First is wrongful restraint within boundaries. So the person is restrained within defined boundaries, preventing free movement. It is the intentional acts of confinement. So deprivation of liberty, as I said, the person must be deprived of his right to move freely beyond the circumscribed areas. So example of wrongful confinement is locking a person in a room without consent. Punishment is defined in section 342 of IPC and 127 subclause 2 of Bharatiya न्याय Sanhita. So it is 1 year plus fine of 5,000 rupees. So in wrongful restraint, the gravity of offense is less severe. In wrongful confinement, the gravity of offense is more severe as it deprives total liberty. Let's see a case law. It's Bird versus Jones. So Jones was a police constable who was posted on a bridge to prevent passenger to pass through enclosure made of bridge to witness a boat race. So here the plaintiff Bird, when he tried to enter the enclosure, he was stopped from proceeding further by John because it was a restricted place. So Bird remained there for half an hour and later he went away, filed a case for wrongful restraint, but the court held that it is not wrongful restraint.